Man, you know what? Thank you, Madison. I appreciate that. I am going to, because I had to reset everything last minute. And that includes the link to the live, that includes my settings. And just, I want to say thank you. Can you hear me now, though, Kathleen? You should be able to hear me now. Okay, great. Thank you, Madison. So let me try this again. Welcome to Horizon Crochet, where we make mistakes and have big wins, but we're learning every day, and that's the point. So, as I was saying, while I was muted, I was so excited to make my garland this morning for the Rico Rumi that I started to set up and I lost track of time. And in the process, when I realized what time it was, I started to rush around, which was my number one mistake. I think it's better to be 1 or 2 minutes late than it is to rush around and try and do things improperly. And I accidentally deleted the link to this live. And then when I did that, I accidentally somehow also deleted all my settings. So I am doing this on a vanilla basic OBS layout, and then I didn't realize it muted my mic. Thank you, Kathleen and Madison, for letting me know. So anyway, we're making mistakes, we're learning. I have to embrace that, right? So a couple of things that I'm going to do to improve. I've already gotten my head to prevent that from happening again. But welcome, my name is Kelly, and you're at Horizon Crochet. You just never know what's going to happen here. So, what we're going to be working on today is making a string of garland. This isn't technically crocheting, but it's crafting with yarn. So, yeah, I wanted to do it with you all because I want some advice and I want some tips and I want to know what you all think. I'm making a garland, as I mentioned, with Rico Rumi. The idea is we connect these skeins like this, so they will be all attached right up against one another. And I've been thinking about how I'm going to do this because that's a really long darn it needle. Even though these look super tiny, they're still 3.5, 4 inches, and you don't find many darn it needles that big. And then I was also thinking, what am I going to use to thread them all together and run through all these skeins? Let me see. Let me just catch up now that I've told you what we're doing today, and I'm trying it for the first time. Let me see here. Maddie says, you're welcome. Thank you again, Madison. Kathleen saying you're good now. Good. That's good to hear. Kathy B here. Thank you, Kathy. Hello. Kathy says, LOL, it told me to go home. Oh no. Kathy, I would never tell you to go home unless you wanted to go to sleep or something, when it made sense. So I'm glad you all are here, and thank you for humoring me and hanging in with me as I'm learning all this stuff. So I appreciate you all. Well, let me go ahead and take a look, and I'm glad you can hear me, you can see me. I had no intro and all that kind of stuff. So I think we're good. So you all say I'm good, so I trust you all then more than myself. So anyway, now that you know what we're doing, I have 3 different groups of colors. I have some very middle ground colors, right? And then I have some bright and dark colors. There's definitely most of a more mute, pale colors. So I have 3 different groups. The middle ground only has like 5. They are mostly, honestly, this color. My thought process was one of 2 ways of doing this. Either by lightest to darkest, kind of like the rainbow, or I would go ahead and do a couple of these, then add a bright color, one of the middle ground ones, a couple of the lighter. And I think after thinking about it and after actually counting how I did not make it an equal amount of colors and I didn't put a plan together when I was purchasing them, I want to know what you all think. I think I'm leaning towards one way, but I'm curious of what you all think. Should I try and go in an organized format, or do I go with the mixed that blends a little bit better? So ladies, what do you think? And if there's any gents out there too, I would love to hear what your opinion is. But that's the plan for today. And while you're letting me know or thinking about one you would prefer, I also found a darn it needle that it's just a plastic one, but it is going through pretty well. At least the cotton, it goes through. It's a little tough in some spots, and I got to be a little pushy with it, but it does come through the other side eventually. And you can see it come through there. And I'm able to do it with my hands. I don't need a tool or anything along those lines. So that's our tool that we're going to use is just a darn it needle. This one was a little tougher, but it's still, see that just that little nib there? That's just enough for me to grab and pull through. So Kathleen said, let me see. I still can't believe it told you to go home. Let's see. Maddie says mixed, that blends it out. Kathleen said mixed. Yeah. Maddie, yeah, I think that'll be pretty. I'm leaning towards mixed myself as well, since I don't have an equal amount and I only have like one red and one orangish. It's more like a tangerine, mute tangerine. So I think we're going to do the mixed. Yeah. Now, another question. I've got my darn it needle. I have my resources. The last thing is, what color and what was I going to use to thread them all together? So I picked up some Lily Sugar and Cream. And I also have some Lily Sugar and Cream in white. And I thought this would be kind of fun for peach and spring. It's just a fun color. I hadn't seen peaches and cream in this color before at the store. So when I saw it, I absolutely grabbed it. They did not provide this to me. And I've had this white one for a long time. So ladies, one more question. Maddie, Kathy, Kathleen, anybody else that wants to pitch in an opinion or thought, which would you use? Would you use the white or this peachish cream color? My light, I just noticed my light's not on. So maybe this will help a little bit. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, I'm being silly now. All right, let me go ahead and put that down. So which would you use? The white or the peachy, pinky, tangerine-ish color? Kathleen says, I really like the peach color. Okay, very cool. Kathy says, I like peach. Maddie, how about you? White or the peachy? Peach fruit and the color have really come up lately. Maddie says she has to go, but if you're still alive when I get back, I will watch. But peach, okay, that's, I think, the majority rules. We're going to use peach. Wasn't thinking I would use peach, but I like it. I do. I mean, I picked it up with it as a backup color in mind, but I was leaning towards white. But you know, you're not even really going to see it. My only concern about the peach is when I mix it with like but you're not even going to see this. It's because they're going to be right next to one another. So I don't even know why I'm making a big deal out of this now that I think about it. Peach. Peach it is. Let's do it. Let's do it. And also for Mother's Day this weekend, I was asked what I wanted for Mother's Day. If they always ask me, do you want something? Do you have something in mind you would like? Not that I expect anything, but or do you want us to surprise you with something? Because we do have some ideas. And I was thinking about down here and my setup, and we did some scrounging on some Mother's Day deals that are on the internet, and I'm getting a new mic. So I'm excited about that. This one works, but you hear everything. And not only that, but having been sick in March and still having that residual cough every once in a while, I really hate that I don't have a mute button on it. It's not a big fancy one. I'm not that invested. I'm invested, but not that invested. Does that make sense? Different levels. Anyway, and so that's what I'm excited to get for Mother's Day. So then I have a proper mic. And also, I found out that echo problem that I had yesterday was somewhat associated to a setting in my mic. Not totally, but there were 2 factors there that were going on. So thank you, Kathleen, for helping me through that too. We're going to get all these bugs worked out, and then we won't have to worry about it anymore. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. And I want to start on a medium color. And also, let me find the end here. There it is. Let's find out how this threads through, because I have not tested this yet to see how well it's going to thread through. So let's give it a try. And okay. You ever get I don't normally pay attention to my phone, but there's a couple of people when they text me, I look, I think we all have that. When you're in a meeting or you're talking to somebody and you have your phone goes off, do you glance at it and make a decision in that moment? Is this worth or not worth? That's not a good way to put it. Does this need my attention? Does this need attention immediately, or should I hold off? And I make those kind of decisions all day with my phone. I am not somebody that's super tied to their phone. I have it with me. When I don't have it with me, at some point during the day, I will miss it. But so if I leave it at home before I go to work or something like that, I won't run home for my phone. I'll just go the day without it. Will I miss it? Will I go to check it? Yes, that kind of thing. But that's out of habit, I feel like, more than out of necessity. So when my phone goes off, I have certain ringtones for certain people, like my children. I always check the phone when they text me, regardless if I'm here with you all or not. So what do you all do? Do you have like a priority list, or do you know what I'm asking? I think you know what I'm asking. I'm going to start with this color. It's a pretty kind of taupey brown. And do these actually have names? I would be impressed. And now I have to compare it to another one. They have numbers. They do not have names. Let me just check one more for good measure. Yes, they have numbers. So this one, if you particularly like it, is 073. And here we go, the first one. Let's see how I just thought of something. Let me pull out some more yarn here before I get started, because I have to actually thread it through for quite a distance. So let's over pull rather than under. I think that'll be enough. And then once we get through the first one here, and pull it through. And one. And then I want a lighter color after that one. I don't really have like I'm going to go with this one. This one is like a lime green. Really cute, really pretty. The number on this one is 046. Oh, another thing I need to make sure is I'm putting them on. Okay, so they're reading this way. Do I have that right? Yes. So when I put it through here, I want them all the labels to be in the same direction. So I'm putting it in from the bottom. And pull it through. Now I want to go for a darker color, and I think I'm going to go for this kind of dark teal green. I kind of wish they had names. This one is 040. It's a pretty greenish color. This one's being a little more stubborn, but we got it. Now I want to go with a light one again. That was a teal. So let's do, done a lime green. I wish I could show you all of it at the same time, but I just don't have this set up for that. And I have that zoom in and zoom out feature. Oh, I forgot to show you. This is like a baby blue. And the number on this one is 033. I'm just so excited to work on this. And that was part of my problem this morning is, you ever get in a situation where you're excited, you lose track of time, and then you start running around like a chicken with your head cut off and making mistakes? Let's see here. Let me catch up. Kathleen says, new fun equipment. Yeah. And we got like a 40% off deal on that mic that I ordered, Kathleen. I'm super excited about it. Kathleen says about the texting and how quickly you jump for your phone, or when do you step out of a meeting to take a phone call. I try to really avoid stepping out of a meeting. So I save that for emergency situations. So when it does happen, people have to think, oh, something big must be happening, right? So Kathleen says it depends on who's texting for me. And that's it. I think that's it. Also the situation too, right? Kathy said I had left my phone behind in yoga class for a few days, didn't miss the phone part, but the phone is my alarm, memory, etc. Yeah. So there are times, Kathy, I agree with you 100% there. There are times when you need to grab the phone, regardless of, because of different things that we use it for, right? It's not just like I check work email through my phone as well sometimes. I volunteer for a couple of different programs, and they might reach out to me as well with a certain situation. But yeah, I was just curious, like, when do people, what's that threshold? It's different for different people, right? I've never seen anyone do that with a needle. With this darning needle? Yeah, this color is very similar to the actual sugar and cream. And this one is number 068, and it's pretty. It's not the same color, but it's very similar. The peaches and cream is lighter. If you compare it there, you can see the difference. I'm also, when I put it through the skein, I'm also trying to make sure I'm centering it, because it tends to, it'll hit like a tight spot with the yarn, and it'll try and waver a little bit to the left or to the right. So let me show you where we are so far. Oh, this is where we are so far. So you get an idea. And then what I will do, if you see like on that teal skein, there's a little piece of thread hanging off, I will clean them up and fasten them once they're all connected, though, because I'm not going to do it now because they are going to be shifted and moved around still a little bit, and I don't want to think I'm all done when it's not. Yes, pull the yarn out like that. Yeah, I was just trying to think of ways to do this. I've never done anything like this before. And I was just trying to think of ways, how do I go about that? And this is the only thing I could think of. I did not see a video or directions online how to do this, but I saw an example of in a local yarn shop of this type of garland, and fell in love with it. Poor Sarah has had to listen to me talk about this project. I don't know if she's here or not, but oh, I forgot to tell you what number this pale yellow is. It's 005. Oh, sorry, wasn't paying well attention. That's all right. You know what? I'm not even sure how many times I've said something, Kathy, or if I've said something. The beginning of this live was so chaotic. So you're in the right place. All right, so I have, let's do a light color again. How about a green? This is like a key lime green. I think maybe a little bit paler. The number on this one is, where are you? Where are you? 00045. And pull it through. My husband had a suggestion to use fishing line for this. I was like, yeah, he's, it was a good idea, but I was like, yeah, no, yeah, no. You ever have some? I went back and forth with him a little bit, and then we settled on the lily. Like this is like I see as the fishing wire of yarn, and some people would be insulted by that, maybe, I don't know, but it's because it's fishing yarn. String is not very soft at all, and it doesn't bend right, and it's not very pliant. So it was just a funny conversation when you have with somebody and you think that's a brilliant idea, but at the same time, no. You ever have one of those conversations with somebody like, that is amazing, but no. I need a bright color. I think I'm going to go with the red. I've got this like berry Christmas red. It makes me think of a holly berry tree. Where are you, name? It's on here somewhere. Not name, number. It is 021. No, it's 029. This is embarrassing me how badly I need glasses. But this is a really pretty, like, Christmas kind of red. At least that's how I envision it. And there's a couple of little, like, cardboard flecks on it. It must be from the shipping. And they shipped it so cute to me. Like, it's a local yarn shop, but I didn't decide to actually get any. But this local yarn shop, still like a 35-minute drive. And I didn't start to actually go ahead and make this project until later. So I ended up ordering them online, and they shipped them to me, which was very nice. Saved me a trip out there, because trips not there better for my wallet and my gas tank. So I just did a bright color. So I definitely maybe do something. Here's a pretty color. Now this is like a chenille. And this number is 010. But it's a really pretty, mute, soft, fuzzy chenille type. It is a pretty red, isn't it, Kathleen? That's what I thought of when I saw it. I was thinking if I want to make a Christmas project or something and just a small one, I know what I'm reaching for or purchasing. I think I'm going to go with this one next. It's like a taupe, but with a little warmer colors to it. Almost like it has a red tint to it. This is 072. And it's like a taupe, but not a dark taupe. Ooh, this one's being stubborn. There's like a, trying to feel around to get past this. Oh, there we go. There we go. I'll give you an update of where we are. Ooh, it's getting a little, trying not to get tangled up. So it's coming along. And I'll clean up again the little ends that are hanging off and the little loops. They'll get cleaned up. So do you guys see the vision? Do you see why I thought this was so cute? I just thought it was so neat when I saw it in the store. And these aren't very expensive at all. That was the other concern I had, was how much am I going to spend on this garland? But then I was in Michael's and I was looking at some of the garland that they have in Michael's and I was like, oh my goodness. Maybe garland is a more expensive type product than I was familiar with. So I feel like I didn't do too bad after seeing the price of how much garland pre-made is. So this one again is kind of like a dusty rose mauve, and the number on this one is 010. I think we've already put this one out there before. I must have really liked this color because that number is familiar for me. There we go. I also noticed since my surprise restart, what are the odds of that I thread with this big freaking needle? I thread the yarn. That was weird. Definitely need a light color now. So we're going to go with this pale beige, almost like a pale baby pink, but it's not bright. And this is 007. Dun 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 dun. No, that's Mission Impossible. Getting my action movies mixed up. 007. And it's a really soft pink, beige pink. Let's get the thread in there. That's so cute, Kathleen says. I never would have thought of that. And I can't take credit for thinking of it. I just tried to think of the process of how to make it. But I just thought it was so darn cute. Let's do a medium color. So we're going to go with this green gray, dark green gray. And then this one is 074. I like that color. It's kind of like my Horizon Crochet, with a little more blue to it. I love colors. I learned a lot about colors through watercolor paint. And I have some color theory books and information, and I just love the different types of color. Don't ask me anything about the fancy colors without my book in front of me, but I do enjoy the different colors, whereas I just used to think they're primary colors, right? The stuff they touch in school, the basic information. All right, so that was a green. Let's go ahead with this. This is like a lime green, not key lime green, but like a lime green. And the number on this one is 046. Get that through. This is actually going faster than I thought it would too. I didn't think it would be this easy to slide it through all the skeins. Now I think I'm going to go with this yellow. It's very soft, pale yellow. Ooh, almost threw it at you guys. Oh, look at my camera's flipping out. Like, what are you doing to me? And this color number is 003. All right, we need a bright color. So we are going to go with this. This is, again, I think we have done this color, but you know, if you like it, you like it. 040. That's definitely kind of the horizon blue green. I'm putting it right over top of my head. Look, it's like a Mr. Potato Head with yarn. I'm so stupid sometimes. Okay, let's go ahead and put this through here. Kathleen says the range of yarn colors has certainly grown since the 70s. Oh, it absolutely has. And I think that's the selection. And when you go into Home Depot or Lowe's or Home Hardware, you go into these departments, hardware stores, and they have those, what are they called? Paint, the little samples, not the samples, the little cards with the color on it. The Pantaloon, no, not pantaloons. Those are underwear. Pantaloons. What is it called? I forget. My memory's going. And the range and types of yarn. Yeah. Now, I only started to pay attention to yarn and the different types of yarn and brands of yarn in the past year. But I do agree with you based upon the information and the things I've seen and heard from people who have been crocheting for years, like yourself, Kathleen. Swatches, yes, a swatch. You're right. All right, so I need a green again. So this time we're going to go with this pea green. Is it kind of like a pea green? It reminds me of pea soup a little bit with some milk and cream in it. Why does everything remind me of food? I don't know. But, and the number on this one is, what is it? 047. Yeah, I have a friend who colored and used to go into Home Depot and Lowe's and pick up the swatches cards, and then she decorated one of her walls in her room with all these swatch cards, and she did it like a corner to corner display, and she did like a rainbow with all the paint color swatches that you can pick up at hardware stores, and it was so cool looking. I don't think I still have a picture of it, otherwise I would definitely show it to you all. Well, I have not purposely managed to use all my blue, greens, and now I have pinks and reds with some mute colors mixed in left to go. Don't know how I managed to pull that off by accident, but it's all good. Mixed is good, but yeah. 022. This one is 022, and it's another soft color. I was thinking about, ooh, why does this one not, there we go. Didn't want to go. Let's do a bright color. Pink. Ooh, what about hot pink? I don't know if I want to put this one in here. This is such a hot pink. I don't feel like my camera represents. This is like a neon hot pink, like a magenta. Do you think I should add this one? I'm going to set this one to the side, but if you have a second to look up, if you're just sitting around listening, which is absolutely fine, I do that sometimes. Should I throw this one in there? Because this is an oddball. None of them are anything like this color at all. So I'm going to set it aside for a minute. Let me know if you think I should include it or not. Until then, I'm going to go with this pink, which is a softer type of magenta pink, hot pink. And the number on this one is 014. I'm also letting you know the numbers, not with the expectation that you guys are going to go and buy them, but because of my own record. If these labels fall off at some point, I know myself well enough that I probably will not save it. I'm one of those people, if I see trash or something just randomly sitting somewhere, I have to either put it away or throw it away. So I'm using this video as a record as well. Hi Sarah, good to see you. I'm working on my garland so I can finally stop talking about it because it'll be made soon. And we're going to go with this really soft lavender. It's a really soft lavender purple color. This one is 011. Oop, this one's, there we go. I thought it was going to be stubborn, but it actually came through. I'll give you guys an update of where we are. I think, ooh, interesting. I think I'm going to have to run the yarn through a little bit. There we go. Even better. That's enough. But anyway, you get the idea. This is where we are. Ooh. Good thing they slide easily. They do. So it's all good. So light purple was my last color. And we're going to go with this. I've already used mauve. I've already used dusty rose. This is kind of a purple, but definitely favoring the magenta side. 016. It's a pretty color. Reminds me of spring and tulips. A lot of tulips come out this color. Let's get it through there. We put it in from the bottom to the top, pull it through. And now I am going to go with this mauve taupe. This one's kind of messy. It's kind of falling apart, but like I said, I'll clean them up. This is 072. I think that number sounds familiar. So these must have looked amazing online because I think I got like 3 of these. I'm shaking a little bit. Need caffeine. Caffeine, caffeine. All right, pull it through here. And it's coming out a little bit longer than I thought it would, but not as much as I hoped it would. So I don't know if I'm going to tie it off. I might get 10 more. What color did I finish on? I'm going to go with this color. This is a pretty mossy green. At least the moss we have around here. 017. a teal moss green color. Oh, this one's being a bit of a bugger. Let's see. What is going on? Oh, what's going on? There we go. All right. Next one I'm going to go with is this pre-blue. And this is number 031. I like that color. It's a very, kind of reminds me of the, no, it's not. It's not that green. It's more blue than green. Hi, Jen. Uh-oh, sorry I'm late. Oh, you're fine, Jen. It was a rough start anyway. You know me, Jen. I gotta make some kind of mistake, or I create a learning opportunity. One time I was putting myself down for making a mistake, and somebody reached out to me and said, they are not mistakes, they are learning opportunities. And I like that so much better. I like that. I like it a lot. This time we're going to go with white. Just a pretty white color. I think it's more like an ivory. It has a little bit of a shade to it. But this is 001. I keep wanting to jump ahead in my numbers. So 001. I'm not going to say it again because I'll keep messing it up if I do. So the very first one in the color series. I'm curious, and I'm going to look up how many colors they actually have in the series. Let's see here. Kathleen says there's always has to be a rebel in the bunch, right? Yeah. I don't know if I consider myself a rebel. You're a rebel, Kathleen. You and your possum rebels. But yeah, you got to have different types, different personalities. And, you know, some people might have a strong suit in one area and somebody not so much in that area, but they might be really good at something else, right? We all have our strengths and weaknesses. And I find that once I figured out what my strengths and weaknesses were, I was much better off in understanding my own mistakes or learning opportunities. All right, we're going with a really pale yellow. This is 005. It's like a nice pastel springy yellow. Again, a tulip color. Jen says, yeah, I know you. Those are cute little skeins. Yeah, they are, aren't they? I fell in love with them as soon as I saw them. You can tell Sarah, every time we go to the store, half the time we're there, I'm standing there looking at these little skeins. All right, and I'm not going to put this really hot pink in. I've only got 2 left, and I am not going to put this one in. I have decided to be that rebel and not include one. I'll just put it on the shelf behind me or something like that, because it's the only neon color I have of anything, actually. I think. Unless it's variegated into another yarn. So I'm just going to set that one to the side. And I'm not going to use it right now. I want to ask you guys a question. So I say you guys, I apologize if that offends anyone. That's something that I picked up at growing up as a kid. I am trying to change it. But everyone, I have a question for you. This color, I sometimes see in the yarn world called meat. Meat, like pink meat. And it's just weird to me that they name a yarn meat. Uh-oh, I pulled it out a little bit. So let me show it to you. This color, it's a little more pink than it's showing up. What do you, Do you think this looks like meat? I'm just curious. I guess ground beef a little bit, maybe. I think it just looks like a really pretty pink. But I've heard a couple of times now in the last month, people refer to this color as like a meat or flesh. This is 009. Jen says, I'll be right back. Kathleen says, yeah, Jen, Kelly made me think I'm going deaf. Yes, I did. Poor Kathleen. I appreciate you guys more than you know for letting me know, though. Jen says, I'll be right back. Kathy says, hi, Jen. Kelly told me to go home. You go home, Kathy. You go home. You can go to my home, Kathy. There's got to be something funny every time. What was it? One day Debbie was half a Debbie. Yesterday, I forget what had me laughing yesterday, but you guys were so funny. You cracked me up. Okay, I forget if I said the number for this one, so I'm going to say it again. 009. This is our ground beefy color. And I have one left. This is kind of a hot pink too, but it doesn't have that neon in it. Oh, it looks red here. It looks like a cherry, not a cherry red, apple Macintosh kind of red, Macintosh red. And this one is our last one. Where are you? 013. You know what I feel like? I feel like I'm playing Rubik's Cube, trying to find the numbers. You remember playing with a Rubik's Cube as a kid, twisting it, turning it, trying to figure it out? I have a coworker that can do it in like 15 seconds. It's incredible. All right, this is the last one that I have that I'm adding to the collection. Now I need to know what I'm going to have to do off the live is measure it, but I will show you how it's coming. And it keeps going. Oop, it's sliding because I didn't add a knot to the other end because I wasn't sure how I was going to knot off the ends. So let me go ahead and drape this out. What I'll do is how do you suggest, and this is the only thing I haven't had a plan in my mind, is how to finish off the ends. And I thought about getting some buttons. What if I got some buttons, threaded the button through so it would work as a blocker? I should have put buttons in between each one. Oh my goodness. That would have been so cute if I had put a button between each one. Anyway, I'm not going to do it. I don't think so. I'm having a dilemma in my mind now. But anyway, so how I'm going to tie them off, I think I'm going to get some buttons, thread them through with the darn it needle, and then I'm so distracted by these buttons now. Okay, thread through and then hold it at the end so then they don't slide back and forth. I think that I haven't found some buttons that I like yet though. I might tomorrow get some. But what do you think of that idea to tie off the ends? Some pretty white buttons or silver buttons or gold buttons? Any suggestions on how I should decorate the ends and tie them off? I even thought I have some wood beads, little tiny wood beads as well. And I thought about using those, like a button and then like 3 beads on each end, and then put a little tassel, make a tassel for the ends. Any thoughts? Let me know what you think. And the project is not done yet, but you've got a glimpse of it. And I need to figure out what to do with those ends now. And I'm going to leave it right there on my rug until I figure it out. Because they're out of the way. And I need somebody to hold one end while I hold the other end. Otherwise, I can't hold it all up by myself because it's too long. It's longer than my wingspan. So I need another person to come down here and help me with that. And I'll take lots of pictures. And then once it's all pieced together and it's no longer sliding as I pick it up, I will show you all. Welcome back, Jen. So now that the major project is done for the day, ladies, what are you working on? What are you doing? What are you up to? I'm surprised it only took me about 45 minutes to do that because I wasted the first 10 minutes of the call being silly. The live, not the call. You hear that? Isn't that a weird noise? Just tie them off. I would tie them off, Jen, but the knot would just slip right through. So I have to tie it off and have something like a washer up against it. Kathleen thinks, I think beads or buttons with a tassel would be good. Yeah, I've never made a tassel before, so that would be fun. Jen says, I'm just chilling with Mama. Hi, Yaya. All right, let me cut off the end here so it's not attached to my... Oh, I got my thumb stuck in there. How did I manage that? If anybody can manage something as silly as that. Right, that is done. I've never made a tassel before, so I'm gonna have to look up if anybody has a recommendation of a good video of someone showing you how to make a tassel or their idea of, send me an email at Horizon Crochet Kelly with an I at gmail.com if you like, or in the comments. I'd love to see some comments. Let me know if you have any tassel ideas or interesting ways to tie off the ends of the garland that I've made. I'm looking for something creative to kind of, so it's not like a harsh cut off. You know what I mean? Sarah, not working on anything right now. My cat has me occupied with cuddles till 11:30. Aw. Is that bear or panda? Pandy. Probably bear. All right, so I still have plenty of this, and I think there is a project coming up soon that I can use this and my white with. Get those started and situated. Let's cut that off of there. And I still have this one, this cute little one. I might just, I don't know, put it somewhere. It's so cute. I'm kind of glad I kept one separate so I can, I don't know, I've never even heard of this brand before. Neon DK, 100% acrylic. Now some of them were cotton, some of them were like a chenille. Kathy says, okay, I need to go. Sat around long enough. Time to get moving. See you all later through the streets. All right, Kathy. Yes, we will definitely see you around. We'll visit you in other neighbors' houses. I love how she called it through the streets. Sarah, bear, Pandy doesn't cuddle me. She's a daddy's girl. Aw. Pippin is definitely my husband's person, or my husband is my dog, my male dog's person, and my female dog Gidget, I would say I'm her person, but they love both of us and we love both of them. It's not like he doesn't pay any attention to me or anything, but, and I'm sure it's the same way there, Sarah. Kathleen saying bye to Kathy. Well, I think I might go live again tomorrow. I know I'm not scheduled to do it, but I have the whole day available, other than a little bit of volunteering time I need to put in. I do that on my Sunday afternoons. And so if you're interested, I'll be working on this blanket some more tomorrow. And I also placed a yarn order for another project, and that should be coming in mid next week. And I'm going to be start working on a project, a crochet along on Grandma's Crochet Corner, Barb's channel. She started. If you check out her live from last night, Crochet and Chat, I believe the program's called. They're starting a new. It's a really cute. It's like a monster they keep calling it, but it could be called a teddy bear or a dog or whatever you want to make it. It's really cute. So I bought some yarn so I can do a cowl with them. And if you want to follow me along, I'd love to see you. I appreciate you all being here. And I will see you tomorrow. And if you would, give the video a like or a comment. I don't normally ask, but if you don't mind, give me a suggestion. Let me know if you see anything you like or if you think I should do differently, kindly. Thank you so much, ladies. I appreciate it. And Jen has a very good point. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and unfortunately, my mother is very far away. So I will have my daughter with me tomorrow. She's going to help me actually down here tomorrow. When my new mic comes in, she's going to help me set it up, make sure my software is good to go. And she's also going to help me with another project. The things are going to change a little bit behind me. There's a project that I don't want to say will be ready by tomorrow, but I'm hoping it will be. And I'm excited to be able to show you guys. It's part of her Mother's Day gift for me, is to help me do something that I've wanted to do. So she doesn't have to buy me anything, and I get to spend time with her, which is the way I really like Mother's Day. So Jen, Kathleen, Maddie, if you came back, Sarah, and I think Kathy said she was going to jump up, but in case she's still listening, thank you for hanging out with me. And absolutely, Jen, I'll be calling my mom, and I have some plans for her as well for the summertime when I see her in the summer. Say again, happy Mother's Day to Yaya for me. You ladies have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow sometime. I just don't know what time yet. I haven't scheduled it. I apologize. I'll see you later. Bye.